Hi and welcome. My name is Julie Hollinger and I am the Programs Manager at the Petawawa Military Family Resource Center. And today we are coming to you with another Facebook Live discussion. Today's Facebook Live is going to be talking about a new resource, a new tool that is available to families who are making a move this year. We know that there are a lot of families that are moving every year. This is the season when people are starting to talk about getting their posting messages in, looking for houses, making those arrangements. And if one thing that we have learned is there's a lot of arrangements to make. So this is a tool that we are piloting, and we're really excited to have an opportunity to share this in Trenton. In Petawawa and in Trenton with our guests. What I'd like to do before we start is I'm just going to introduce the people who are on the call. Tamara Kleinschmidt is the Executive Director of the Trenton MFRC. Kelly Briggs is the Programs Manager at the Trenton MFRC. Sandra Pinard is I just wanted to look down to make sure I get your title right, the Deployment and Relocation Program Specialist for MFS. Jonathan Pratt is an Associate Director at MFS. Vera is here to join us. She is our new Information Services Supervisor. So welcome, Vera. This is your first Fireside chat and your first opportunity to meet some of the Petawawa families. So welcome to the team, Vera. And Claudia Beswick is the Executive Director at the Petawawa MFRC and frequent guest on Fireside Chats. Claudia, we always start off talking about what's open, what's available. There have been some changes to COVID restrictions and COVID protocols. Do you want to talk about what's open at the MFRC, what people can expect when they come to visit us?
So the majority of our buildings are now open to the public, and most of the staff are back in the office. We've moved some of our program departments around, and you'll notice that the Family Center now fully houses our mental health team, which includes our Family Advocacy Advisor and the Veteran Family Program Coordinator. So this building is open, but it's open to those clients that have scheduled appointments with those staff. And obviously anyone that needs any mental health supports, please reach out to Sam, our Family Advocacy Advisor, or Louise, our Veteran Family Program Coordinator, and you can get appointments through them. Play Troop, which is our early on program, it continues with in-person sessions. We're still at limited numbers though, so pre-registration is required. For those that still prefer to attend virtually, we have you covered, as every Tuesday is our virtual session. We're not offering the program at the North Side yet. This is strictly at the South Side Community Center. And all the information can be accessed through our website, which I'm sure Julie will provide in the comments. We do not have any in-person group programs happening right now, but our very popular porch pickup has been restarted. So make sure you stay tuned to the social media sites for the informational and the schedule of what's happening on those days. Specialized care has opened up and is more accessible for CAF families. If you have appointments that you need to get to, if your family care plan fails, or if you just need a break, then contact Carrie or Sue for more information. Bookings can be made 48 hours in advance, and there are both hourly and daily rates available. And again, contact information will be in the comments. I would like to add that with the Wainwright exercise upon us, that any families that need assistance for their family care plans, they can contact Angie. She'll be happy to guide the families the best way they can to ensure that they have a backup plan in place. And a reminder that we do have the Emergency Family Care Assistance Program, which is available for short-term emergencies specific to the family's care requirements. We know that each family has different requirements, so reach out to Angie if you have any questions, and we will try and work with the families to support them as best we can. Staying with deployment, Francesca, she can be contacted for any deployment related questions or concerns. And if you are experiencing a deployment or will soon be experiencing a deployment, be sure to sign up for the deployment newsletter because she has a lot of information and resources available in that. Lastly, please note that we are in the base buildings and therefore the mask mandate continues to be in effect. So any visitors to any one of our locations will be required to wear their mask if they're going to be in the building. I think that's it for the update.
That sounds good. That's a good place to start. So Tamara, we were talking about relocations and postings and that sort of being the theme for a lot of families right now. Either they see something on the horizon or maybe they're hoping for something on the horizon. But once that posting message comes across, there's a lot that goes into that, a lot of decisions and a lot of barriers and challenges that families face just trying to get those pieces in place. Can you talk about some of the challenges that comes with a relocation, some of those considerations that families are looking at for those people who are maybe new to the process or watching because they're related to a military family, but maybe haven't been through it themselves?
Well, one of the biggest thing to understand is that the whole moving process is confusing. And when you get that posting message is not when it began. The discussions with career managers, the possibilities of going to, point A or point B or point C, or an area you never even dreamed that you would be ending up. So being prepared for the unexpected is a key important factor, and presenting your emotional state and managing expectations is probably the biggest part of a successful move. Being open to what may come and the adventure that may come with it. And I've mentioned to all of you guys before, I've done 11 moves and I loved each and every one of them, even though they were challenging. So I think that that preparing in that way, the conversations with career managers and possibilities creates a real roller coaster environment of emotions. And being aware of that and prepared for it is probably the biggest challenge in any kind of move you're going to embark on.
Thank you. So Claudia, having gone through those challenges and sort of talked about it, you also have been through a number of relocations as you go through, so familiar with those challenges. What are the PMFRC programs or the MFRC programs across the board that families can reach out to if they are going through relocation and really starting to see those struggles and those concerns popping up?
I'd like to talk about a couple of aspects on that front on how families, who are dealing with a relocation can access services. But I first want to touch on the point when we say family, that it means a variety of things. It can be the typical family of parents with children. It could be a couple with no children. It could be a member with parents or with a girlfriend. We don't specifically define family. And that's on purpose. We still support whomever the CAF member identifies as someone significant to them. So that's important to remember that it isn't, just a definition of family, meaning, two parents and children. So when a CAF member knows they're posted or even going to be posted, there's so much access to information on our CAF Connection website. So today, obviously, we have the Petawawa team and we have the Trenton team here. And all you need to do is really go to the CAF Connection website, click on the location to see all of the MFRCs across Canada. And from there, each center will have a mountain of information to share on what their local area has, what the services are that are available and how to access them. And although the pandemic has been challenging, it has really allowed the MFRCs to adopt a lot of virtual services. We now have a great hybrid of services that are available to support families either in person or virtually. Julie, you often hear her say information is power, and you can start early, see what's available. Contact information, whether it be email or phone, is all listed on our websites. And we're also set up for virtual welcome calls, whether it's through Teams or Zoom. There's no need to wait until you're physically here to connect with an MFRC or to find out what services are available. And of course, when you and your family do arrive, we would love to see you to visit the MFRCs in person, get a tour, talk about some of the services that could be available to you that is specifically tailored to what your family's needs are. Obviously, we all have welcome packages for everyone and a lot of information on our local community. We can help answer any questions that you may have about doctors or schools or daycares or even where you can store trailers and boats, if you have that third vehicle that you're bringing along with you. We have an exceptional employment services team with program assistants and employment coaches. They'll help you get sorted with your job searches. There's even programs there for job search for youth, well-versed in the local labor market, and the same could be said in either one of the locations. Petawawa is a beautiful area to be, really close to Algonquin Park. So you can reach out to us and we can share what we know. And if by some chance we don't have an answer to your question, then Vera and her information service assistants will be happy to get those answers for you.
Thank you. Jonathan, so we have been talking about some of the challenges and some of the things that people struggle with and those questions going through a move. And one of the things that we wanted to talk about and introduce here is a new relocation kit that was developed. Do you want to talk about why it was developed and sort of how this project came to be? And I understand you're going to share your screen.
Okay, great. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, so this is a pretty exciting project, actually. We're we call it the relocation project, but basically we know it as the relocation guide. And just to give you a bit of background behind it, what it's about is the relocation project is meant to consolidate all the research that's been conducted over the past 5+ years. All military families are very well aware of lots of the research, lots of the surveys going out. Which thank you for responding to, because that's how we get this this info that then translates into hopefully a useful guide. So this is a pilot project to basically translate this research into a user-friendly guidance for families, and it contains some tips and tools for families in the form of a relocation guide and a kit with more of the sort of practical resources like checklists and those kinds of things. So it was actually created by a team of military family members because we wanted to make sure that we had, in addition to the research, some folks who actually understood the military lifestyle to be able to compose the guide in a way that would make sense to the average military family being relocated. So these military family members have experienced multiple relocations, and they helped to create the guide and the kit and some of the web content as well. And so as you can see on this slide here, we have a limited print of the relocation kit. That's where the pilot comes in, because we only had funds for a few prints of the kit. So we piloted it at 7 MFRCs who historically have had a high number of relocations every year. So those include National Capital Region, Halifax, Edmonton, Esquimalt, Valcartier, Trenton, and your very own Petawawa as well. And so we have some of that material, which will be, well, most of that material will be available on the web. I'll be sharing that web link probably in the next few weeks once we get it all up there and organized correctly on CAF Connection. And so that will be the guide as well as the kit and any additional web info. So like I said, it's meant to basically be some guidance and some tips and checklists. And because it's a pilot project, we love feedback in terms of what was useful about it, what was less useful, what would be more useful, what aspects need to have a little bit more detail in them, or maybe less detail if it was overwhelming. All of that feedback, we love it. So actually, I am going to pass it over to Sandra to talk a little bit more about the detail around the guide and the feedback that we're seeking at this point.
Sandra, do you want to take it from here in terms of what people can find in that guide and how people can use it most effectively?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Julie and Jonathan and everyone who's participating today. So there are basically 6 phases to the relocation cycle. So prepare, which ideally we would know 6 months or more in advance if we're going to be moving. And then of course, moving, arriving, connecting, settle, and thriving. So this kit is built with the idea that it will take you through all of those phases. And even if you don't have your kit 6 months in advance, or you don't know that you're being posted 6 months in advance, you can start, if the career manager has mentioned, that you may be anticipating a move, you can start having those conversations. And the kits, once you see them, are developed in such a way and they're set up in such a way that you can accelerate the experience through the guide. So it's to help you sort of put all of your stuff in one place. So by design, it's going to be helping you through all phases of your relocation, including, after the boxes are unpacked. The settle and thrive phase can continue for weeks, months, and for some even longer after you arrive at your relocation destination. And you may find that this guide you can use for multiple moves. So that's part of the idea of the pilot, is to gain feedback from you so that we can tweak it, make it better, and also how can we use it for multiple moves. There's some great sections in there that include tips and suggestions from military families who have done the moves previously, because nobody really understands what it's like to do a military move except those who have experienced it. It's much different than moving in a civilian experience, where you can maybe take a bit more time and, work and children and healthcare and all of the things that you're going to probably need some guidance and support in. Those things can be a bit overwhelming. So the hope is that you use the guide and the tip sheets and the checklist to sort of just help collect your thoughts and all of the stuff, all of the information that you need to have all in one place. It includes some short summaries, as mentioned. Some of the relocation challenges that may be faced by military families are going to be things like healthcare, childcare, education, even tips for how to move with pets. The testimonials from the families that you'll find in the guide are to help you navigate through some of these more unique challenges that are faced by military families. It's, as mentioned by Jonathan, this is a pilot. So when you do go into your MFRC to receive your package, you may be asked some contact information. That's so that we can follow up with you and see how your experience was using the guide as you process through your move. At any time as well, you certainly can give us feedback at the Family Information Line. It's 24/7. We'd love to know how the kit is used by you and your family, and was it useful? And were there certain sections that you found you really were writing, and using the checklist and the notes, and other sections where maybe they weren't as relevant for you? And that would be great feedback for us to know as well. So we welcome and appreciate any feedback, both from the MFRCs and of course from the families that are going to be using these kits.
Thank you. Just to give you a better idea, because we sort of talk about guide, but it's harder to see. So there is a pretty substantial book here, and there's a lot of checklists, a lot of information, things that you may not necessarily think of, but it's good to know about sooner rather than later. It may not all apply to you, but at least you have some ideas of things that you should be considering. So there's the book that's there, but there's also the kit itself. So it's like a binder with like the different tabs. You can keep track of things. There's some pockets. So if there's things that you don't want to lose, like you're going to, if you need hotel receipts, those types of things that, I don't know about you people, but they tend to vanish in my car because I put it in the glove compartment and it's going to stay there, but for reasons unknown to me, these things tend to vanish. It's a big binder, but you're going to be able to find it when all the boxes are around. It's going to stand out. So if this is the kind of organization tool that you work with, or that you are looking for a way to sort of keep these things together, this might be a good approach to sort of start with. The kits are also available in English and French. I wanted to make sure that we knew that as well. There are French versions of the kits. We have some of them in Petawawa. So if you are a Francophone family, you will have that information in the language of your choice. So we've seen the guide. I'm sure everybody wants it now. Kelly, if a family is in Trenton, how are they going to get a copy in Trenton?
If we've received your posting message, you'll be getting an email from our Welcome and Transition Coordinator to connect with you and to get the kit to you. If you're posting into Trenton. If you're posting out from Trenton, please come by as soon as you have your posting message. Come to our information and referral desk at the front. They'll connect you with our Welcome and Transition Coordinator, Natasha, who will make sure you get the kit, but we'll also connect you with your new MFRC and your new posting relocation. And Julie, I believe you're going to post our contact information in the chat.
I am. We're going to put the telephone number for the Trenton MFRC in the chat. We're also going to put the contact information for the information services folks that you can reach out to and have that conversation with. Vera, can you talk about how families in Trenton, if a family is in Trenton and they are being posted out, how do they get a copy of this resource to help them with their move?
In Petawawa, you mean, right, Julie?
That's what I'm sorry.
No problem. So if you are in Petawawa, you know we have 2 locations where you can look for us. So one is at the north side in Petawawa. The other one is at the south side community center. So you can look for us on either location. We are both open and our staff is happy to welcome you here. And the same, as soon as you get your posting message, please come look for us. And we would like to have you like a proof of your posting message to show to us so that we can be like aware that you're going away. Once you're here, you show this to us and we are happy to hand you out one of our kits that we have. As it has been said, there is a limited amount of kits available in French and in English. And we would happily get your email address. As it has been said a lot, we need feedback. This is a pilot project. We need your feedback. You're expert in the relocation. We are going to need your experience, how you lived with this kit. So this is basically how you can get your kit in the Petawawa location.
So we're also going to put Vera's information in there. So if you want to reach out and find out more about the kit, you can do that as well. And I haven't talked to the folks in Trenton about this, but I am just going to go out there on a limb, and I am almost positive that we are on the same page. If you are a family that is posted in and you are going through this binder and you are overwhelmed, or you have questions, or if you want additional support, or this makes you think about other things, just because you already have the binder and you're posted out, it doesn't mean that you can't reach out to the MFRC and call them again and say, look, I need some assistance. Can you help me with this? We are always going to be there for you. If you are sitting in Petawawa and you are being posted to Shiloh or Esquimalt or Winnipeg and you don't know what to do when you get there, we can help connect you to that center, that MFRC. And I know that Trenton is willing to do the same thing. So sometimes when you have that posting message, you sort of feel like you're between bases and don't really know where you fit. The good news is you fit in both places. So feel free to call and we are going to help you out with that. If we are not the correct person to help you out with that, we are going to make sure that you get the assistance you need and make sure that you have that assistance. So please don't be shy when you are reaching out. We have a lot of collective wisdom on the call right now, people who have been through these postings, who've been through relocations. So if you have a posting message in your future or in your hot little hands right now, and you are looking for advice, what is the best advice that you're giving to a family who's being posted this year, Tamara?
Across the country, housing is incredibly stressful for all. Certainly in the Trenton area, that is the case for a number of reasons. We're experiencing a more challenging time in housing than even other centers in the country because there's some unique aspects in our area. And it is putting an incredible amount of stress on families to make decisions in regards to IR and having those fulsome discussions. We are preparing an information session for people to understand the housing situation in our area. That should be coming out the beginning of May. We were hoping to get it done earlier because we know people are looking for that right now. And to help you make those decisions that are right for your family. And right now across the country, housing is playing an amazing role, more so than maybe it has in other years, for sure.
Thank you. Claudia, what's your best advice as an expert posting?
I say get started early. You know, information is available at your fingertips. We have information for all family members, you know, spouse, children, youth, parents, various family related things that you can do as you travel across the country. We have a lot of supports available for Francophone families, English families, and even families dealing with special needs. So both of our teams, and I would say the same for any MFRC across the country, that we're well versed in supporting families. You've heard me say this very often and pretty much on every other Fireside chat that no door is the wrong door. We work really hard at collaborating with our community partners to ensure that families are familiar what's in the community and that we are familiar with and we also let the community partners know, that what the unique military lifestyle is all about and how they can best serve the families in the community. So, where we may not be able to personally provide the service for the families, we will certainly direct you to the appropriate place to get the support you need. And I can honestly say that could be said for any MFRC, no matter whether you go east or west of us, seems how we're very central.
Thank you. Sandra, do you have a tip you'd like to share?
My number one tip is going to be to breathe. This is a stressful experience. And what I try to tell families is to embrace the move phase. If you are able to drive across this beautiful country, find hotels that meet yours and your family's need. It's really okay to, take a dip in a pool if that's available to you. Take some respite as you move. But for military families, they are in a unique experience as a Canadian, if your move is within Canada, where you can go into different cities and see pieces of the country that maybe other families who don't move like us don't see. So really sort of look at that move phase and see where can you take advantage of some of the great sort of tourist opportunities or relaxation opportunities as you travel from one location to another. And certainly I echo to check out your local MFRC, your outgoing and your incoming, a wealth of knowledge there, and including their local knowledge of when you get there and you still haven't maybe got the keys to your location. What are some of the things that they would recommend you do to learn about your new city?
Thank you. Vera?
I'm sorry, I couldn't find my mute. My advice is reach out and don't be shy. Like the military communities are so helpful. There is so many resources, not just in the local MFRCs, but also in the people that have lived the same experience, and they can share their knowledge with you, and they're happy to share their knowledge with you. So my advice is don't be shy, reach out. There's local Facebook groups that you can go in. And if this is your style of seeking help or support, do that. I can really, really recommend that.
Thank you. Kelly?
I think to just echo what everyone else has said is you just breathe. It's just take it one step at a time. It can seem overwhelming, but I promise you there's always great adventures at the next relocation, and reach out to your local resources, right? Your MFRCs, especially, most of us are military spouses that have experienced a lot of moves. There's great support there. There's great people there to just listen and connect you with resources in your community. And we know our communities that we're living in, and we can support you. So please reach out.
Jonathan?
Well, we're going to sound a bit like a broken record here, but I would actually simply repeat what other folks have said here. I mean, I always tell my staff, when in doubt, reach out, because working in the virtual world these days and with all the things going on in the pandemic, it's difficult to tell what's what. So you've got, as you can see around the table here, you've got a huge amount of resources and experience at your disposal. So if you're ever struggling, if you're ever wondering, what the heck should I do now, then do reach out, because like Claudia was saying, there's no wrong door. If you contact one of us and we're not sure, then I'm sure that we can find someone who might be able to help you out with it. So when in doubt, reach out.
I'm going to say it, and I want to qualify it. I think there is such thing as too much information. And I think that a lot of people, they see that posting message and they end up on a rat hole and they want to find absolutely everything out, and you can stress yourself out. So like, take it in small steps, get to your new location, meet your neighbors, go over, shake their hand. Those are the people that are going to really be able to give you the inside information of, if your car breaks down, who's really good at cutting hair, those types of things that you don't necessarily think about until you're in your new location. And those are sort of the questions that sort of hit you that you need to know about. When is garbage day? Those are the things that you need to know. Meet the people in your community. There's some great folks that are around, and they really want to help, just the same way that you know that you would want to help somebody who is moving in next to you into a new community. So thank you everybody for joining us. The relocation kits are available. So please give us a call. We'll put all that information in the comment section. Next week, our fireside chat is going to move by one day. It's going to be on Thursday. We are going to coordinate it with Teal Up Day, which is the day that we recognize military children. And we are going to be joined by Garrison Commander Colonel Bass, and his FSM Chief Darnford is going to be here as well. And they're going to be talking about Month of Military Child, but also about Volunteer Week. They are going to be talking about the tremendous contributions that our volunteers make during National Volunteer Week. So we are really excited to have them joining us for that. So thank you very much to them for joining us next week. We look forward to speaking with you. Like we said, no door is the wrong door. Reach out if you need that information. There are MFRCs across the country that want to help you. And I'm also going to put the link for CAF Connection there. And just a reminder that if you have one address for CAF Connection, you can toggle to any of the communities at the top. So take a look around to find the one closest to you. Thank you all for joining us. We will see you next week.